If you're in the Disney parks as much as we are, you pick up some tips you just can't live without. So today we're sharing our top park advice. These are things we do every single day in Disney World. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. If you've watched the channel before, you know we've got tips on everything Disney, from best restaurants to which hotel room to pick and how to get the most coveted fast passes. Those are all going to help you plan and get the most out of your trip, but there are a few basic tips we can't live without, and that's what we're sharing today. 9 tips that we, as reporters in the parks every single day, use all the time in Disney World. Number 1, bring that extra charger. So much of your day at Disney World relies on your smartphone. All of your planning is stored in the My Disney Experience app, fast passes, dining reservations. Plus, you can get details on show times, where the closest bathroom is, you can mobile order your lunch, literally everything you need to plan, and the answer to nearly every question you've ever had is on your device, so you want to make sure that thing is charged at all times. You don't want to get stuck outside the Rise of the Resistance and your Magic Band or the cast member's iPad has a glitch and you're not able to pull up the boarding pass that you definitely got this morning at 8 a.m. because your phone battery died. You can pick up a portable charger in the park. Disney's got those fuel rod kiosks in the parks and at the hotels. Those are portable chargers, but you can actually swap them out at a kiosk for a brand new fully charged one at any park. They cost $30 if you buy them in the park or the resort, but you can get them ahead of time online and save about $5. They're also available in many airports and some malls around the country, so it's not necessarily a Disney-only purchase. And you don't need to worry about charging it when you get back to the room. You can just swap it out for a charged one whenever you need one. Other brands of portable chargers may be a bit cheaper and may hold more of a charge. Typically with fuel rod, you'll only get 1 or 2 full charges out of it. There are also charging stations around Disney World. There's one by one of our favorite bathrooms in all of Disney World. Yeah, you know we're there a lot if we have a favorite bathroom. The Tangled toilets, as we sometimes call them, are in Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom, and outside the bathroom there are little stump seats that have charging stations in them, so if you brought your charging cable, you can plug in. The new buses Disney has just started adding to their fleet also have USB plugs between the seats, and now some of the buses even have Wi-Fi, so you can charge and make plans while you're headed to the park. With all the talk of implementing more technology and potentially virtual queues once the parks reopen to help with social distancing, having a fully charged phone will be even more important since it seems like you may need it for even more planning when you're at Disney. Next tip, we walk more. Sounds counterintuitive, right? You're already walking close to 10 miles a day at Disney World, and we're telling you to walk even more? Just hear me out on this one. Oftentimes, you can save yourself time if you walk rather than take Disney transportation, and at Disney World, time is money. This doesn't work everywhere since not everything at Disney connects, but there are a few places you can walk between, and it might save you some time waiting on Disney transportation. First up, Contemporary and Magic Kingdom. The Contemporary Resort is only about a 5-minute walk from the front of Magic Kingdom. While it seems that a walkway is in the works to connect the Grand Floridian to the park, Disney hasn't made an official announcement, but permits and construction make this one seem like a yes. Currently, the Contemporary is the only hotel that you can walk to from Magic Kingdom. That makes it a great spot to schedule a dining reservation for. You can get out of the park for a bit, but you don't need to waste time on a bus or monorail or boat. Now, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, and Transportation and Ticket Center. The 2 other monorail resorts do connect to each other by a walking path, and the Polynesian is connected to the Transportation and Ticket Center by a walking path. So, by extension, the Grand is as well, though it may take 20 to 30 minutes to walk there. That gives Polynesian guests more options on how to get to Magic Kingdom. You can take the ferry boat or express monorail, and it makes it a lot easier to hop on the Epcot monorail as well, especially if you're in a room that's closer to the Transportation and Ticket Center. So let's talk Boardwalk Inn, Yacht Club and Beach Club, Swan and Dolphin, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. This is basically everything in Disney's Boardwalk area. All the resorts around Crescent Lake are connected by walking paths to both the International Gateway entrance of Epcot, and if you don't mind a 20 to 25 minute walk, you can also get to Hollywood Studios on foot. This is super convenient during Epcot festivals or if you want to ride Rise of the Resistance multiple times on your trip. You don't need to worry about dealing with Disney transportation that might not get you to the park early enough or paying for a minivan to get there before the park opens. You can just walk. Riviera Resort and Caribbean Beach are also connected. Riviera is Disney's newest hotel and it has some pretty great dining options that you might want to check out even if you're not staying there. So if you're at Caribbean Beach, you can just walk there. Also, if you're staying in the Aruba section of Caribbean Beach, you'll be very close to Riviera, and you can use that Skyliner station instead of walking all the way across Caribbean Beach to the Caribbean Beach Skyliner station. All right, Pop Century and Art of Animation. These resorts share a Skyliner station, and they're connected via bridge. You can visit both food courts for double the options, and you can even take the bus back from the park to either resort if you don't mind a 15 to 20 minute walk. Super helpful if your resort has a crazy long line, but the other one doesn't. The Port Orleans resorts are also connected. Riverside and French Quarter do connect via walking path, or you can take a boat between the two. The boat also takes guests to Disney Springs. You can find out more about these two resorts that are kind of one resort in our video explaining some of the weirder things about Disney hotels. And finally, Saratoga Springs and Disney Springs. Just like the Port Orleans resorts, you can take a boat to Disney Springs from Saratoga, but you can also just walk there. This is a big resort, so it might take a while if you're in one of the rooms closer to the treehouse villas, but some rooms are right by the bridge that connects the resort to Disney Springs, which gives you nearly endless dining options. Next big tip we want to tell you about: follow those shortcuts. Another way to save time on your feet: know the shortcuts and cut-throughs in the parks. In Magic Kingdom, if you walk along the water in Frontierland, you can get to Splash Mountain and Thunder Mountain faster than if you take the main walkway. It's probably the same walking distance since that wooden pathway zigzags a bit, but it tends to be much less crowded. Plus, earlier in the day, some of the country bears may be hanging out down there. Another great shortcut in Magic Kingdom is the cut-through from Adventureland to Frontierland. It's right after Sunshine Tree Terrace and before the Magic Carpets, and it's where the bathrooms are in the land. But the other side of the alcove opens up to Frontierland. And in Animal Kingdom, there's a sneaky back exit to Pandora that will wind you down a long, secluded path, and you'll come out right by the Festival of the Lion King. This path is always quiet and a lot easier to navigate if you're traveling between the Pandora and Africa sections of the park. All right, next tip we got to share: hop during extra magic hours. Always keep an eye on park hours when you're planning out your park days. There are often hard-ticketed events that can affect park hours, and you want to make a note of which park is having extra magic hours on which days. Now, extra magic hours are a perk for Disney hotel guests that lets you into the park about an hour before other guests arrive, or lets you stay about 2 hours after the park closes to non-hotel guests. A general rule we follow is not to visit a park that has extra magic hours that day, because it can get crowded, as most hotel guests will want to take advantage of that extra perk. If you do visit on an extra magic hour day, go early or late and plan to hop somewhere else when it gets crowded once all the non-hotel guests arrive for the day. If you're staying on site, you can take advantage of the extra hours in the park, but we'd suggest then heading to another park once crowds start to build. Evening extra magic hours tend to be less crowded than morning hours, so if you're a night owl, take advantage of lower lines then. Next tip: how to get into Hollywood Studios without a line. Now, we pretty much always tell you to go to the left at Disney World because nearly everyone else is going to the right. But if you want to know why people do that, we've got a video for you right here. That said, at Hollywood Studios, once you get through security, you'll want to go hard right. You have to funnel in between the vacation planning ticket booths, but once you pass them, it opens up and people don't realize there are about 8 more tap styles all the way to the far right. Sometimes cast members will direct you there, but early in the morning, most people aren't paying attention and stay in the line they're already in, which is likely the one right in front of the security line they just went through. So pay attention when you're entering a park and it's super crowded, because cast members will likely be telling you where there are shorter lines. In Hollywood Studios, they're always going to be to the far right for those tap styles. All right, take advantage of valet parking. If you have Tables in Wonderland cards, sometimes it's worth it and just more enjoyable to valet park at one of the deluxe resorts. Valet parking is complimentary for Tables in Wonderland card holders at Disney hotels and Disney Springs if you're dining at a participating restaurant. This does include many lounges at Disney hotels too. If you want to visit the Polynesian and you're not staying there, you'll likely be directed to park at the Transportation and Ticket Center or in the regular Polynesian resort parking. But if you're a Tables in Wonderland member, make a meal out of some appetizers at Tambu Lounge. You won't need a reservation, and once you're done at the Poly, just show your receipt and tables card to the valet stand and you'll receive your complimentary valet parking. Just don't forget to tip. Know that this is not always an option during peak season. Sometimes they'll turn you away from parking at the resort even if you are a Tables member, unless you have an official dining reservation that you can show at the parking booth. Now, speaking of dining at a bar or lounge, you can order from full menus at some bars around Disney World and avoid waiting for a table. So this is the next tip: order at a bar. This is also useful when you don't have a reservation for a popular dining location or restaurant. So places like Tambu Lounge will have their own small plate menu, though you can order some a la carte secret menu items there that are from Ohana next door, like noodles or bread pudding. But there are a few lounges where you can order off the full menu of the neighboring restaurant. Tune In Lounge serves the full 50s primetime menu in Disney's Hollywood Studios. In the past, we've been able to get the full Tiffin's menu at Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom and the full Hollywood Brown Derby menu at their outside patio. Just ask a cast member before you take a seat if you're looking for a full dinner menu. And don't forget, of course, that you can get the full California Grill menu at the California Grill Lounge in the Contemporary Resort as well. Next tip we want to share with you, get those bags ready. Prepare your bags before reaching the bag checks at the park entrance. It makes getting into the park so much faster. Use small zippered pouches to keep everything organized in your bag instead of just throwing everything in. This helps keep everything organized once you're in the park, and it helps security to check your bag a whole lot faster. Make sure to unzip all of the compartments in your bag and open any glasses cases you may have or little wallets. Security will ask you to do that anyway, so have it ready ahead of time. If you're coming into the park with a stroller, be sure to pull everything out. That means bags, coolers. If it's something that can store stuff and it's on that stroller, security's going to need to check it. If you do bring a cooler, make sure not to use loose ice, as we talked about it in a recent video. It's now banned in the parks. Disney actually banned loose ice because it made it a lot harder for security to check coolers. So pack your cooler with an ice pack and you're good to go. And our last tip for you today, use the no bag line. If you can swing the parks without a bag, entering through the no bag line can save a lot of time in the morning, especially on those super busy days. No need to worry about keeping your stuff organized and getting it opened up for a security check. Just stick your phone and wallet in your pocket. You'll be asked to hold them above your head when you go through the metal detector though, and keep moving. Alternatively, we've used a running belt before and gone through the no bag line. Essentially, it's just an additional pocket, but since it zips, your phone won't fall out, and it's very easy for security to see that it's been emptied, like a pocket. But as with anything at Disney World, things can change at any time, so the only way we can guarantee you won't be asked to go through the bag check line is to go without anything that can be perceived as a bag, though we haven't had trouble with running belts in the past. So there are 9 tips. We asked all of our photographers, all of our reporters, and we all sort of pooled our big tips that we use every single day when we're in Disney World. So I hope this helps you guys as you're heading to the world to save some time, save some money, and make the best choices to make sure you have the best trip possible. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we will see you real soon.